My name is Rory Houlihan. I ran for U.S. Senate last spring, 2016, to stop the ticking time bomb so I could put our economy on track for a bright new day. Instead of all things ending well, I lost the election, not running, but the ticking time bombs are still here. If not more so, let me educate you on the ticking time bombs and give you the rest of the story. Part 1M. How did the terms conservative and liberal come about? Whistleblowers. We have names for folks who do understand the Ditnall principle and see the need to protect us. We call them whistleblowers because they sound the alarms when they see. Free speech is a whistleblower's ally. Silence is the greedy's ally. Today's billionaire children have not been taught Christian values of moderation of act and charity expands in their private elite schools, but instead Russian Ayn Rand's values, like the virtue of selfishness. Yes, that is a title of one of Ayn Rand's books. Oh, what a Russian idea. I have listened to them and as they've left their daddy's planes. Randianism is a poison pill aimed to destroy our Christian values and our capitalistic system. Because our capitalistic system is based on supply is equal to demand. Without demand, there can be no supply. So, demand from the hard-working folk is a check and balance to the greed. But Randians ignore demand's check on supply with their supply-side economic theories, which was debunked in reality of the 1930s Depression. We tried this road before. It failed miserably. The importance of our free speech ally is the reason why free speech is the First Amendment to our Constitution. Again, the Founding Fathers believed in a check and balanced government system to maintain our freedom. Generations after have put in over the years more and more checks and balances too. Does net neutrality affect this free speech right? As a consumer, I and you have to pay a higher internet speed price. If we want 40,000 megs, we pay for 40,000 megs. If we want 100,000 megs, we have to pay for that 100,000 meg speed. I had a chance as a young boy to listen to a conversation between Senator Proxmire and my grandfather about the different games to take that Proxmire found. Senator Proxmire gave them a Golden Fleece award to make news and draw the public's attention to these thefts of our commons. Maybe a good idea today. Why pay twice for speed once? Maybe I remember when he came up with this idea and told my grandfather, Ditnall is always why there is always a conservative establishment to our broker Democratic and Republican parties. That liberals will almost always be the insurgent group in those parties during these times. Always why liberals get demonized, even though I have shown we are the ones who have stood up for the people time after time. Understand, parties are run by money. Money is power. Power to get folks elected and legislation through. Our American history has shown us time and again that conservative power works to create the conservative machine. Whether it is the cannon machine of the 1890s, the early 1900s, or the bar machine of the 1920s or today's Heritage Murdoch Sinclair machine. Liberals, again, must take on yet another conservative machine to protect the people, again, from the ticking time bombs that these conservative machines create by their greed. But today's stakes are so much higher. I also have hopes for allies. I know that some of the greatest liberals start out, in fact, as conservatives, but reality forced them down the liberal path. I plan on telling you about those folks. So you may want to hesitate in demonizing the small c conservatives today, maybe even tomorrow. Understand this. A lie takes no time to say, but the truth takes time and effort to find. Patience and perseverance are virtues for a reason. You don't know who is going to flip-flop because of today's reality. In my Rory for Us posts in youtube.com, part 7b, the reason for treason, I've started off explaining that. I talked about the reason for treason. Now, you understand it now, and the taking of big pots from our government. And that is the reason behind the cheating going on in these elections. And it's been going on since 1972. Donald Trump, actually 68, has placed the Heritage Foundation approved Supreme Court justice on the bench, giving the Mercer Group what they wanted. Other cabinet appointees all represent interests of big. Republicans are planning to pass a new health care bill that is designed to push 24 million, mostly elderly folks, off of health insurance, leading many elderly to an early, painful death. So Republicans can reduce the capital gains tax on the extremely wealthy. Always after the widows and the weak. The next two great liberals, I will tell you, were conservatives who flip-flopped and stood against the conservative machine. The last I consider one of the greatest liberals in the U.S. Senate has ever had. You have a good and blessed day. Bye.